So, welcome.
Welcome to, I had a really great joke of what I was going to call this, but it wasn't going to be the real name. I wanted to mess with you. I do have a real title. What do you think I called this group? Or this podcast, I mean.
What's the title?
Of the podcast?
What?
Are you asking me that, are you telling me that the podcast name that I chose is what's the title?
The title is what's the title?
Is that your answer?
No, I was asking what the title is.
I'm asking you to guess.
What?
Okay.
I'm lost.
We are doing a podcast. Yes?
Okay.
We've been talking about it for a week.
Yeah.
What title do you think
I understand that.
What title do you think I gave the podcast?
I understand now.
Oh my gosh.
I think you called it
I'm ready.
Anime Movie Discussion with my friend Kevin.
That's actually really close to what I picked.
Oh. What did you pick?
Not that at all, actually.
Oh.
To be honest. But
that was close.
This is my title. It's kind of wordy, but I love it. You ready?
Yeah.
Keep your friends close. Keep your animes closer. No, it's really good. I love it.
It's a little bit of a... I don't know. Very...
Alright, so I watched the movie. What language did you watch it in? I watched it in Japanese. We watched Spriggan, by the way, just to preface.
As well.
Alright.
Spriggan.
I didn't really write an essay like I said I would. I just wrote notes.
Same.
And they don't make any sense.
I should look at my notes. What did I write? Okay.
All that I wrote was hey, here's some, these are shots that I thought were cool, and I, timestamped them.
I just wrote, thoughts I had about the movie after it was done.
Well, my first impression right away was, as I'm written here, the music cues are awesome in terms of awe-inspiring. I haven't seen Indiana Jones in a long time, but it had that level of adventure soundtrack. And so I looked into it, and the artist that drew the original thing was influenced by Spielberg and George Lucas.
I can see that.
And just to throw it in the mix, Francis Ford Coppola, I don't know in what way.
Also, I did zero research afterwards and just wrote random thoughts.
Well, my notes have nothing to do with my research. My research is just a habit of every time I watch a movie, I have to know everything about production on that movie.
Yeah, and I looked absolutely nothing about the production.
Whew, there's so much there.
All my guesses are just based on, this kind of reminds me of that.
Alright, hit me with it. Let's do yours first.
Okay. Alright, first note, thinking about it, I don't know if this makes any sense. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Once Upon a Time in the West, in how, you don't really know what's up with the main character until, the end.
Is that the one where it's in Mexico and... Oh, no, I'm thinking Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Never mind!
Yeah, different movie.
Different movie. Man with a machine gun in his guitar case.
Yeah, this is the man with the harmonica.
Oh, shit. It's a little case.
I thought the main guy, was kind of weird, because it's like a super elite military guy for ARCOM or whatever, and he's just like, I still got a high school. What's up with that?
I made a note on that. It's yeah, okay, he's 17, he's an elite soldier, but when we were done, when we got into, the field, and we weren't looking at high school, I forgot he was 17. I was so focused on, this is so rad, I love this movie.
Yeah, that stuck with me as, really weird, because I was like, why is a high schooler doing all this?
I
But I guess that's just me.
but well, I was like, everything that was happening, just all the action. I was like, I totally forgot you're in high school. I thought you were just a man
Yeah.
with a
Because,
gun.
like, every time you do, like, these things, and it's like, you were with them years ago. It's like, he's, like, 17. How many years ago would you have been with them? But it's explained in the end.
I
That he was, like, a child soldier. Spoilers.
Well, we're going under the assumption that people have seen this movie.
Alright, come back when you watch the movie. Hi, you're back. Alright, here we
are. That's my bit. I am claiming that bit. I'm also claiming this bit.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
This movie, though, I honestly think it is a straight-up B movie, and I love it for that.
Yeah, I was kind of, like, it wasn't really deep.
It wasn't deep.
Like, looking into it.
You know what? I think I know why I called it a B movie. Because it was like, here's our surface plot, and here's a shit ton of action.
Yeah. Like,
and
there's a lot of edgy stuff in it that, like, I really liked.
Like what?
Like, all the violence and stuff. But it didn't really, like, say anything, I think, seriously about the human condition. It was just kind of like, hey, what if Noah's Ark was, like, some sci-fi shit?
Well, it did talk about the human condition and how he became a super soldier. I actually made a note about that.
Yeah, but that's like...
No. This is an important note. He is... Oh. Where's my note? Hang on.
Alright. My point was, on the human condition, is like, that doesn't really have a real-world application, because there aren't real-life super soldiers like that.
But we do have super heroes. So...
Yeah. That's like... media.
Okay, something I notice always in anime, flashbacks always have like that weird filter on it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like grainy. I don't know why they do that. But the backstory of how you like his backstory is pretty much like, in, like the DC animated movies, like the Flashpoint paradox. So Flashpoint Earth Batman, essentially that, like, his parents died, you saw this, now he's a killer. Much like Flashpoint Batman, Bruce dies, Batman has a gun.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of, like, other anime that deal with, like, child soldier stuff, where, like in Gundam 00, there's a part where, like, one character has a flashback and, like, he kills his own parents.
Whoa, shit. Is that how you become a Gundam?
Dude, it's fucking nuts. Check out Gundam. It's crazy. I didn't like Gundam 00. But anyway. Yeah. A lot of kind of the style of, like, how things looked reminded me a lot of, like, Evangelion and Zone of the Enders, too.
Are we talking about Gundam?
Like, how the
still?
suits worked and stuff.
Different franchise. We're talking about Spriggan. This is Spriggan only talk. 102.9 KRXM Spriggan all day, every day.
I'm just saying what it reminded me of. Also, like, Metal Gear Solid a lot with, like, the super soldiers and, like, they have weird powers, and there's a guy named Fat Man.
I have a note about that. When they first said, like, Fat Man, I'm like, oh, I get it, because he's fat. And then the other guy was Little Boy. I was like, are they allowed to say that? I was, like, scared. I was like, you're not allowed to say those words in Japan. Those are illegal words, I bet.
Little Boy?
Because Fat Man and Little Boy, the bombs that they dropped on Japan.
Oh.
Yeah!
I only knew about Fat Man as a reference to that. I didn't know Little Boy was also a bomb that was dropped on Japan.
Yeah. In the other city.
Yeah, I just knew one was named Fat Man. I didn't know the other one's name.
Yeah, well, that's why. This comes into my research on Wikipedia. Someone did a review on this, like, eons ago, and I want to, like, message them about it, but I can't find their contact. But they're saying that this movie is anti-American, and I looked it up, I'm like, this bitch is from Hawaii, what does she know?
No, that's America.
Yeah, but she's like,
I guess it kind of is, because, like, Americans are, like, the villain in the movie.
but to
Or
quote,
the American government.
she said that you could use Russia, China, North Korea, any other country, and it would have been okay. But because it's America, it's bad. And I was like, it still applies. Someone has to be the bad guy.
Why would America not want to get Noah's Ark? Think about that.
Because I already got one.
I like the evil kid with the magic powers.
The Colonel?
Yeah.
He reminded me...
I think they're trying to say, like...
what were they
you go first.
Well, hang on. I need to find my note. He reminded me of, Akira. Because...
I should watch that. What am I doing?
I'm watching Spriggan.
Spriggan.
Because here it is. Like, his skin's blue, like the kids in Akira. He has, like, a number in his clothes, like the kids in Akira. He has these mind powers. And at the end, he has, like, cables coming out of him, kind of like the thing that happens in Akira. That's it. Those things remind me of that.
Seen it. So I don't know. I think they were trying to say a thing like about child development here, but I don't know. It's kind of vague. It seems to be more about the cool-looking imagery of a small person with powers exceeding everything around them. I like that part when he like killed that guy and like pushed him off the edge. And he was like, "Hey, you're not allowed to do that." And he's like, "Nope."
I was thinking, there was like a woman doctor.
Yeah.
I think she had like one line.
Yeah.
And beyond that, she was always there.
She was always there, and they kept name dropping her, but she says like one thing, and like it felt like I kind of like, you know how like a lot of like anime and games have like those scientist characters like Dr. Light or whatever, and like the assistant. Felt like that.
But listen, I was thinking like, would this upset somebody because she's like a damsel or doesn't do shit? No, because they wouldn't let just anybody with Noah's Ark. She probably has like 20 PhDs. So yeah. She is a strong character. She may be the strongest character.
Well, maybe in terms of like backstory, but she doesn't add anything to the story. If you removed her and just kept the other doctor, it wouldn't have changed.
It wouldn't have changed. There would have been no one to touch his back every time he fell down.
Yeah.
He needs that touch to keep going.
He could have been like, "Oh, I fell down." And then the little boy could go up to him and be like, "Alright, get back up. I need to tell you how cool this is when I kill everybody."
Okay, so something that I wrote a bunch of notes about audio.
Mm-hmm.
The audio was very camera oriented. So like, if the camera was on the like 2 rooms away, the audio was super quiet. Like it was character related, I guess. Did you notice that at all?
So like, I was very like just into watching it and didn't pay attention to that, but like, yeah, I guess so. Like, the audio is when they're far away, the audio sounds far away.
Yeah, but like normally in anime they like make it so that you can still hear them, but I was like straining at times. I was like, what was that? Good thing I have subtitles.
Yeah. I think I should have like my headphones.
Oh, I wasn't using headphones. I was just on the TV. Chicks.
Same thing happened when I was trying to watch Heat.
Heat?
Like, yeah, they started getting quiet in some scenes, and I had to like turn the TV up because I didn't get it.
Oh, I noticed this movie reminded me of The Departed because I watched that recently.
Okay.
There was a lot of music in this movie.
Yeah.
And they went from scene to scene really fast. And every time we went to a new scene, it was a new song. And I was like, that's just like The Departed, where essentially it's a 3-minute scene for a music video, and we go on to the next one. I felt like that was going on.
It's been a while since I've seen The Departed. I don't remember picking up on that, but that was like, I was also like a teenager back then. That's weird.
That is
That's
weird.
weird thinking about that I'm not a teenager anymore.
Um. Well, even though everything happens in the movie so fast, it doesn't hold my hand, so I can understand what's happening. So, like, for example, they make a reference, like, it was a very subtle reference about, maybe not subtle, but it's like, you was like, oh, this is a challenge against me from, like, my old commander. We've never seen him. And then when we do see him, I'm like, oh, that's the guy. They don't need to say, I am you's old commander. It's like, no, I just hate this guy.
Oh, yeah, that was something I was thinking about as well. Like, but I kind of felt the other way.
Oh,
in that like they don't really like establish characters very much. They just focus very much on like following the plot of getting to this like Noah's Ark thing. Like the one guy who's like his teammate just shows up in like one quick scene. He's like, "Hey, I'm super badass," and then he shoots that guy, and it's like all you need to know. But I felt like,
but that tells me everything. No, that tells me everything I need to know. I know he's super badass, and his name is Gene.
Yeah.
Or Jean.
But it just felt... Yeah, I guess, like, there's not really any point in focusing that much on that, but, like... Yeah.
Oh, here's something.
It just felt kind of weird when, like, the main character, the way they introduce him is just like, hey, I'm in high school. Oh, shit. Stuff's going crazy. I gotta get out. Though I guess they also introduced him to that one scene with the jungle.
Yeah. At first, I thought he was like just like that wasn't a flashback. I thought he was just having a regular dream.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, look at this nerd. He plays too much Call of Duty.
Yeah, at first I thought like, oh, is this like video games and shit?
No, because I read the comic like when I was in elementary school, actually. But I did.
There's a comic?
Yeah, but I didn't know what the title was, and then I eventually found this movie like sometime this year. And I was like, oh, perfect. And I found out the comic has, like, a lot more stuff. Like, there's a bunch more issues after the movie. So that's why at the end, he's like, we'll fight again later, Batman. I'm going to the other dimension.
Yeah, I got that feeling when he, like, left. I was like, oh, is there, like, going to be a sequel?
Well, no, just read the comic. Okay, so... After the bomb goes off at his school,
yeah,
he's at work and he's all bandaged up and he has like arm bandages and a head bandage.
Mm-hmm.
I did notice his head bandage is exactly the same as his like super suit headgear.
I didn't notice that at all.
I did. I was like, oh, that's rad. Foreshadowing.
Also, well, that was kind of funny, like, when after that, he goes to that country to, like, get the thing, and, like, everybody there is just trying to kill him. Even the guys who pick him up, it's like, it was a trick, we were trying to kill you.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
And,
part of that, when the plane lands, and you see the guy that picks him up, like, raise his hand to wave,
yeah.
It's a trick. He's not waving, he's under arrest. I thought that was awesome. They pull a fast one on me.
And then they look at all the guns and it's like, what the fuck is your problem? And then he just walks out.
There was a lot of cool scenes, though. Like, during the chase after he's been betrayed, there's a part in the movie where he jumps off a roof, but it's kind of like shaky cam for, like, one shot, and it's really cool.
Like, something that like stood out to me a lot was like the part when he's like running up that like thing and then like starts sword fighting that one guy with a knife.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that was like rotoscoped, and like the way that looked was like kind of like some kind of like Jackie Chan scene where he's like running away.
I was gonna say, I felt like the whole movie, like all the fight scenes were rotoscoped. But it's fine. It still looked good, and it
I
made
don't
the
know about
fight look
all of
awesome.
them. Yeah.
So that is, in
But
fact,
like
that's
that
a
one part where
strength
he's
to the
running is kind
movie
of funny.
when they use that.
Yeah.
Um,
I like rotoscoping.
I noticed I just made like these really weird notes where like they kept timing consistent when he was like gonna jump, like he's at one point on the roof and it cuts to another shot where he jumps off. But I'm like, oh, it's timed perfectly because that happens in real time. It's not just like a time jump for like 2 seconds. Um, I like the quick cuts when Little Boy was kicking in the doors of the lab right before he meets Jean. He does like 3 like kick and like search the rooms. What are the notes we got? Oh, coming back to like that anti-American ideology for the movie.
Yeah.
Calling them Little Boy and Fat Man may reinforce the point of how deadly these two people are. Because, like,
Yeah.
to Japan, it's like, man, these guys are serious business until they get fucked up. But, oh, okay.
I don't like Little Boy. He was a dick.
He was just a bad guy. I don't know what you want from him. Is it because it offends your American sensibilities?
No, I don't like how he was mean to everybody.
Well, he was the bad guy. It's like, I didn't like Hitler. He was so mean to all those Jews.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's his thing.
Well, he shouldn't have did that.
Voldemort, why was he so mean?
Exactly.
Because that's what he does.
I see my point.
You don't get it. But there's the part when you like cuts Fat Man, like slices him right open.
Yeah.
Fat Man like says a line as he's like gutted, and it reminded me of this movie called The Legend of Ricky O.
I never saw that.
It is bonkers. It's on YouTube. Watch it for free. Legend of Ricky O. It's just guy. He goes to jail, but the warden is like, for my amusement, the prisoners will fight to the death. Just like in the courtyard. There's nothing official about it. It's a messy fight. And so like Ricky O like cuts this guy's stomach so his guts are hanging out. But the guy doesn't die. He's like, I'll take you with me, Ricky. Rips out his own intestines and try to like strangle him with it.
Sounds gross.
No, this movie's bananas. I love it. Okay, so the circuitry on and inside the Noah's Ark,
Yeah.
it reminded me of like metro lines. Did you pick that up on? It's like,
It
oh,
just
there's like
reminded me
stations.
of like, you know, like fucking Zelda Breath of the Wild and everything's like all lines like that.
I didn't play that game.
Oh. Man. You didn't play any of the things I played.
Good game, didn't play it.
Great game. Great movie, didn't watch it.
Okay, here's I don't know what the phrase would be. Maybe like there's like a pattern here. When Jean busts in to save everyone, he like comes in on a truck and like stops Little Boy from killing all the good guys.
Yeah.
But in turn, Little Boy plows Jean out of the building using a vehicle. So it's like Jean comes in to like stop Little Boy. Little Boy leaves to stop Jean.
I don't know if there was like an intention behind that other than, hey, this would be totally rad. Hey, this would also be totally rad.
It is totally rad.
I don't know if there's a connection.
Part of that scene reminded me of like a horror movie. With the music, Jean's intent and action, and Little Boy's fear when Jean is on the roof attacking with a knife.
Oh, have you seen Friday the 13th?
Which one? Which one? There's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
with
of them.
oh,
Have you
all
seen all of them?
of them. Yes, I have seen all of them. No, I haven't. I saw like two
Oh,
of them.
dude, we should do all of them.
Oh my gosh! Actually, listen, I had a cool idea. I thought maybe we could do like um something like this, but for like every Soprano episode as well.
Oh my god.
Like in addition, it would be like in addition to doing anime shit.
So the
It would be called Keep Your Friends Close and Anime and Tony Soprano Closer. No?
all right. What if the title was Tony Soprano's uh
Trip
anime
to
collection?
Japan. Tony Soprano's anime collection?
Yeah.
Tony goes to Japan.
And we like make the icons and stuff like the thumbnails are just like Tony, but like with like Rocco's like figure collection behind him.
I'm gonna have like a clip of like Tony walks like, "Hey, I'm anime here."
like take. I haven't seen the show, so I don't know if there's applicable, but like any kind of scene where he like goes into a store, but you just make it so it looks like he's going into like an anime store. Like
Yeah, I
fucking
guess.
fuck. That doesn't make sense.
No,
I didn't think that through.
it makes perfect sense. Tony Soprano buys
What
anime in
anime
this
store?
episode.
Nobody goes to an anime store, they order them online.
What? I've never done this. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That is a great time for you to plug any
buy it
sponsors we could have possibly had from like RightStuff.com or something.
Yo, check it out, Amazon. Go to HobbyLink Japan. They got new figures. They got the new JoJo figures.
Check this out.
Get ready
No
for
one
top
buys
five.
figures.
You can check things out at Crunchyroll.com.
No.
They now that we've said all their names, they have to pay us.
Is that how it works?
Yes. That's how it works.
Oh, okay. From what I can tell, I don't remember their names. I worked on Arkham. The Arkham group and the U.S. troops are allies by the time like the two scientists and the colonel enter the Ark. They're all just like, we don't have guns anymore. Let's just like work.
Yeah, there was kind of like this weird, like, kind of complacent attitude with everybody once, like, the bad guys took over. Except for, like, Spriggan.
Alright, ready?
Spriggan you.
You ready to drop down some real analysis?
Alright.
You know how they have, like, a triangle key?
Yeah.
It could represent the Holy Trinity.
Possible. This is, like, maybe. Yeah.
Even though Jesus wasn't born at the time of Noah, it still works.
They might have been planning that up ahead.
They like, God has like, you know what? I have a new project in the works. Thank you for coming to our keynote. We'd rather cut it short. The flood's coming, but we're excited to present to you Jesus.
Followed Abraham. Noah is on the way, and you're all ready for Moses, but I'm here for a new announcement. Coming soon.
It's called the New Testament. Take all the things that you've learned in the Old Testament, we're going to reveal them in the New.
It will all go into effect at the end of BC.
Coming Christmas BC.
0 BC.
Coming to a manger near you. Do you think religion would go up if God gave a keynote?
Nah, it'd probably go down. Everybody get pissed.
Like God? Why?
They'd all like start going after like, fuck, you changed that. I don't like this anymore. You ruined it. It was all perfect beforehand.
No, he's announcing a new IP. This is it. Are you ready for it?
What?
He announces Aliens.
Ruined. Come on.
But we've never had Aliens before. How did it's a new IP, man?
I've seen it before. Fucking crop circles, stupid.
Well, that's viral marketing, friend. I hope you liked it.
Viral marketing.
Also, keeping with Catholic canon, the Earth did not get flooded a second time. Even though the Colonel said it was mostly going to get flooded, that's not the point. Because God said, I won't flood the Earth ever again. That's why he did a rainbow.
I think also, there was, an implication that, it did more than just, flooding.
Well, it was like a weather machine.
Because, it wasn't... Because, it was a weather machine, but it also had all those dinosaurs and shit.
Yeah, they were kind of...
And it was like, yo, we're gonna do other shit with this, too.
You asked for it. We're bringing it back. Dinosaurs.
But not like Jurassic World.
No, we're just gonna release them in the wild. Anyone can have a dinosaur. Well, really just...
You can have a T-Rex in your backyard, killing your family.
We hope you love it.
And it's all free.
It's all
free.
It
releases today. It's already been released. It's happening now. Run.
Run. Every time, something happens, I think God needs to do a keynote. It'd be amazing.
I was actually, lately I've been thinking a lot about X-Men.
What does that have to do with this?
Okay, so, there's this character called Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And, fuck, this has nothing to do with anything.
Well, let's talk about it, because I still got a few more points left, but let's see if I can bring it back. Tell me about Apocalypse.
Okay, so he starts off in, ancient times as a mutant.
All right,
and then comes across a magic spaceship called the Celestial Ship, and then goes into outer space with it.
Okay.
And then, leaves forever, and then comes back, and is like, yo, I got all this crazy-ass technology.
Okay.
I'm gonna be, fucking God and shit. And, a lot of, atrocities or whatever considered to be,
his
associated with, the Old Testament could be Apocalypse in X-Men. Because, he references things like, the Babylonians couldn't get me. What makes you think you guys can? Because, he fights the X-Men in, present time.
So do you think the government covered up Apocalypse by making God?
I think that Apocalypse covered up the government.
What? But we know the government exists.
No, it's a trick.
It's a secret government.
It's all... They made AIDS.
The Babylonians.
Man, I'm just, rambling.
It's fine.
Nothing I say has anything to do with anything.
Check this out. I got 3 more notes here.
Alright.
No, wait, I got 4 notes. Here's a big one. Noah's Ark looks like a fish. Now I think about it, that makes sense. Makes sense. Because it has to swim in all the water.
Yeah, it's fish.
It's fish. They mention that there's, other weird anomalies in the world, so there must be, other things around the world besides Noah's Ark. So my question is, are they just Catholic relic, or other religions as well?
I have to read the manga to find out. Though,
right.
Does it really need to swim? It kind of flies in
it does fly.
Anyway, I guess. Oh, the reason I didn't research anything was because the credits were in Japanese, so I couldn't read them. That's why.
You just type in Spriggan on Google. I don't understand.
No, that's like the note I wrote as like a joke.
That's a terrible joke. It's not even a joke.
Didn't make any sense. I completely forgot I wrote.
At the end of the movie, the wire that the woman doctor mentioned, she's like, you got this like 30-foot cable. It comes back, and he uses it.
Wait a minute. Holy shit.
What?
In X-Men, in the dark apocalypse future run by Apocalypse, the man trying to stop him is Cable.
I don't. Okay. I'm wondering where my vested interest is.
It all works. It all fits.
All right, try this one on for size. Cable is Cyclops' son.
Yeah.
Shit, I want to blow you away with that one. Well,
I already knew that. What does Cyclops have to do with Spriggan?
What does fucking Cable have to do with Spriggan?
Because he has a cable in his suit.
Oh my gosh!
Exactly.
All right, my last note here. When they're on the roof, well, actually, two things. The kid that blows himself up.
Yeah.
I thought he was just a weird kid, but I guess he actually was friends with you, because you was like, you killed my friend. I'm like, oh, he was friends. I thought he was just a weird kid.
Yeah.
But on his shirt it said, Noah will be your grave. It reminds me of a part, I think it was in Halo 3, where it like fades to black and Cortana says like something very much along those lines, where like, this will become your tomb, or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool.
I kind of dislike that because like I thought like the reason everybody was like killing themselves was because like some kind of supernatural force was like brainwashing them, but it's revealed later that it was just like
actual
the American government
brainwash
trying to get. Yeah, I thought it was like there was like spirits and shit or something, but then it's just like nah, it was a trick.
So you thought the kid soldier had to fight ghosts?
Yeah. Well, I thought the ghosts were gonna be like possessing people.
Oh.
And that's why they were constantly saying, like, Noah will be your grave. Like, that was the ghosts. But it was just the government trying to trick you.
These government lies. You know what's the worst government lie? When they tell the truth.
I don't get it. Then they'd be telling you.
It's a trick, to quote someone I know.
I don't know.
You said that. Well, final thoughts on the movie? What'd you think?
Alright, I'd say it was alright. I kind of liked visually some of the stuff. I don't know if the Noah's Ark stuff worked so well. But it's kind of cool looking.
It was pretty rad. I recommend it.
I liked when they were running away and the dinosaurs were like falling apart.
Yeah.
That was neat.
I liked the movie. That was my favorite part.
Yeah. I thought the movie was alright.
Yeah. That was a good movie. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Kill more kids.
Whoa, what? Whoa, what? Whoa, what? Whoa, what? Whoa, what?